This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he's a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000.
You've made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. I look forward to showing you just how different I am.
Because everything that he said, denouncing me, and then confirming me, and then talking about, that all happened a day before the report about the 9-year-old boy.
He finds his name in the news in what is a civil lawsuit on behalf of this 13-year-old. Now, this is a crazy story. This 13-year-old, I guess, lied to her parents about where she was at.
Jaguar Wright's predictions are stirring things up again, and this time, Jay-Z is in the spotlight. The hip-hop icon is reportedly facing a new lawsuit alongside Diddy, causing waves in the industry. Could this signal the end of Jay-Z's nearly 2-decade reign? Jay-Z and Diddy have been a powerhouse duo in music and business, their friendship symbolizing hip-hop success. But after Diddy's recent arrest, Jay-Z's silence has been noticeable. With these new allegations, that silence feels even louder.
All right, did you hear about this? Rapper and music mogul Jay-Z is now being accused of a 13-year-old girl with Sean Diddy Combs during an MTV VMA after party in the year 2000. The rapper issued a blistering statement in response and directed his comments at attorney Tony Buzbee, who filed the suit, saying, quote, "You've made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. I look forward to showing you just how different I am." Criminal defense attorney Lexi Rigdon joins me now. Lexi, good morning to you. What a development here. So another thing Jay-Z said in his statement is that this was a civil suit filed against him. And he said these allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one, essentially saying, if I really did these things, treat me the way I should be treated. So how should we be thinking about all of this? What do you think?
Well, that's some denial from him. And, sometimes celebrities have pretty muted denials, like, I'm not going to comment now, or I direct all questions to my lawyers. I actually admire the strength of the denial. I think that at this point, there's no objective indicia of reliability to this complaint. Now, obviously, things are going to play out and we're going to end up learning more. But if you look at it on its face, it's a 24-year-old complaint. Very significantly, he was not named in the lawsuit in the first instance when it was filed. The girl was allegedly 13 at the time it happened. And in the complaint, it says that she had been given something and she was, quote unquote, woozy. And so I think that this just needs to be looked at in kind of a measured way. Unlike the media is treating some people.
For Jay-Z, this presents a very difficult situation because unlike Sean Combs, Jay-Z doesn't have the opportunity to say that he's being charged criminally and that this civil case should be paused. Instead, this case could go forward and he would have to sit for depositions, argue, defend, show where his whereabouts were, and the light of day could be very damaging to him both in the court of law and the court of public opinion.
Jay-Z has been famously married to Beyonce for 16 years. They have 3 children together. Today, Jay-Z denying all allegations, saying in part, "My only heartbreak is for my family," adding, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case." His attorneys quickly taking his rebuttal to court, filing a motion to deny the accuser's request to remain anonymous or dismiss the lawsuit, calling it a cynical and calculated campaign to force payment of an exorbitant sum of money.
There are a number of reasons as to why a defendant would ask that a plaintiff be named in a civil lawsuit such as this. They may simply say that getting the name and the time and place of when something occurred would better allow them to prepare for a defense. The other, probably less benign reason is oftentimes when someone is accused of a crime like this, the accuser doesn't want to be named, and if they are forced to be named, we have seen certain people decide to drop the lawsuit altogether. So it could be a tactic to try to get the lawsuit dropped.
The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward.
This recent revelation stems from one of at least 7 civil lawsuits against Sean Combs filed in October by attorney Tony Buzbee, all of which allege Combs dozens of victims for over 2 decades.
What shocked me most was that it was going on openly in front of other people.
Jay-Z is staying on the offensive, going after not only the attorney who filed the lawsuit against him and Diddy, that would be Tony Buzbee, the attorney, but also the accuser. And he has filed a new motion this morning, which we're going to get to in a moment, but basically he wants to level the playing field with the accuser. But first, we got to start with this response that Jay-Z had to the allegation. Catch you up real quick if you hadn't heard. But a woman who had filed a lawsuit against Diddy back in October, alleging that he had her at a VMA after party in the year 2000 when she was only 13 years old.
Right. Remember, this is when she allegedly was given a drink. She felt woozy, and there was Diddy, and there was a male celebrity who was unnamed at the time, and also a female.
Well, that unnamed celebrity is now named. She refiled the lawsuit on Sunday. She and her attorney, Tony Buzbee, refiled it and named Jay-Z as that unnamed celebrity involved in the. Jay-Z's response is extraordinary in that, look, we've seen all these lawsuits against Diddy, dozens of them now at this point, and frequently his response has been to deny it, but to say nothing else. Jay-Z went way more than just denying it. He did do that, but then went directly after the attorney. Part of his statement said, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt from a lawyer named Tony Buzbee. It made me want to expose you, Tony Buzbee, for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. You claim to be a Marine? Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity."
Tony Buzbee is making bold claims that could shake things up. He alleges investigators offered his clients money to sue music moguls Jay-Z and Diddy. One client even recorded a conversation revealing payments were made, which is both shocking and illegal. In a twist, Buzbee is now being sued, with evidence of investigators bribing clients to take legal action against his firm. Meanwhile, the lawsuit against Jay-Z involves a 13-year-old fan, reportedly exploited by Jay-Z and Diddy, casting a shadow over their industry reputations.
13-year-old, I guess, lied to her parents about where she was at this night, and she wanted to be at the VMAs. So she rolls over to the Radio City Music Hall. This is in New York City, where the VMAs was being hosted, and she's like trying to get into the VMAs, She can't get in. She's going up to limo drivers and trying to shoot her shot, which at 13 years old, what the hell are you doing at the VMAs? I guess it was a different time. She ends up talking to a limo driver, discussing her plan, what she's trying to do. And apparently this driver was like, "Hey, Diddy likes young girls," I'm paraphrasing here, "and you're exactly perfect for the job here." And that's how she ends up getting exactly what she's wanted here. She goes to this after party hosted by P. Diddy, and she's there with Sean Diddy Combs, Sean Carter, who we know as Jay-Z, and Celebrity B, which is this female celebrity.
The lawsuit claims that in 2000, a 13-year-old girl, referred to as Doe, met Diddy and Jay-Z at a party after the MTV VMAs. Allegedly, a driver working for Diddy invited her to the party, where she signed a document she believed to be a non-disclosure agreement. Inside, she claims to have been drugged and later assaulted by Diddy while Jay-Z and others looked on. Jay-Z denies the allegations, but opinions are split. Some argue he's being unfairly tied to scandals through association, while others point to his connections with figures like Diddy and R. Kelly, questioning his innocence.
We are the Hove cast, right? I do want to tiptoe around this. Not tiptoe, but like, I do want to be objective in this, and I want you guys to share the reasoning for why you don't believe this case in general. And I don't want it to just be because I know Jay-Z. I want to talk about.
It's not about no.
I don't even like. I don't
that's
like
not even it.
him.
That's not it at all. It's just this is just absolute. Okay, so a 13-year-old girl signed the NDA, went to an after party. She escaped the house, made it across the street down the block to a gas station, called her father. Her father picks her up from this gas station, this was in 2000. It's supposed to be, so 24 years ago this happened. And this is the first time where ever like the father didn't go in that house.
I don't really want to go that route because I do think there is a world where that's probably happened somewhere. Like it's always tough to say with his time. I always think that's a cheap thing because there's been plenty of that are true that do come out 20 years later. It's a rough process for women when these types of things happen, especially when they are children and maybe we're out doing something they shouldn't have done. Like I shouldn't be at this party and I'm not going to tell anyone that keep it to themselves until they're adults and their brain processes it. So that's not why I don't think this is true. I think it's the moves that have been made since October with this case aren't really movements of someone that is guilty. Is really where I'm on the side. I
just none of this is believable. None of it. It's just the most
I agree. I don't
thing.
think
Like, what is this?
But you can understand, because kind of what Damaris is crying, like optically, you can understand why the internet and some people would feel emboldened enough to turn against Jay and say, we knew it, he's been this guy, you know, and if they're just kind of going with the story, you can see why, like, because when they say,
I'm going to get into my objective parts in a second.
People online say he's been this guy, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, just optically, he's for a long-standing friendship with Diddy. They do the brunch thing. There's obviously, all you need is a bunch of photos with someone, and then you're accused of everything that person did.
That's true. Crazy.
He did 2 tours with R. Kelly. They have 2 albums together. Like, there's just like, it's just enough for people to be like, oh yes, this makes sense.
There's no way you're next to all these nasty people and not being nasty.
You're not
yeah. And I hear what you're saying with that.
She's going by Jane Doe in this case, filed the complaint back in October, but has just now revised it to include Jay-Z, making him the first celebrity to actually be named in a case with Diddy. And let's just say that the internet is not surprised, nor do they have much sympathy. Somebody commented and said, this is the least surprising headline I've read on X in years. Another person said, I was waiting for the Jay-Z stories. I believe it. I mean, guys, like the comments go on for miles here. Well, we tried to tell you, not shocked. We already knew he was involved. Now, obviously, this is incredibly important to note, especially if we're being consistent here, but in this country, people are innocent until proven guilty. Even people who have been close friends with Diddy for like 30 years and most likely knew about or attended his freak-offs, even they are innocent until proven guilty. That is how our justice system works, and hopefully we still have a shred of integrity. But in the court of public opinion, Jay-Z is done. And apparently he's been done for a while. Somebody commented and said, Jay-Z was close friends with R. Kelly, Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, and now suddenly there's no way he could be a LMFAO. There is thread upon thread upon thread exposing him, going viral on X, literally racking up upwards of 20 million views each. One of them said, Jay-Z a criminal turned tycoon, a thread exposing all the rapper's involvements with minors and a real. And the one thing that all of these threads bring up and really start with is the age discrepancy with when he met and started dating Beyonce, who was 12 years younger than him. And the fact that they've never really given a clear answer. They've said anything from 15 years old to 19 years.
Despite the ongoing allegations, Jay-Z and Beyonce made a strong public statement at the red carpet premiere for their daughter, Blue Ivy. The couple appeared calm and composed, sending a clear message that family comes first.
Hi, Beyonce. Hi. Blue, you look beautiful. Also, your choice. Left here. Turn to the left. Go on the left. Go, we get to the left. Right now, You guys start right here. Just take it down here. Beautiful waves to your left. You guys hold on.
Joey, I want to start with just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it. It's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
So based on the allegations, Jessica, good morning. Good to see you. I think that it certainly could be. Why do I say that? Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement.
Yeah.
He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because New York, and what's alleged in this complaint is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down, and that, of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally. Now, with respect to the evidentiary value, yes, it happened 24 years ago, right? More than 24 years ago. But in the allegations, there's a few things. Number one, there's allegation that another celebrity was present at the time, right, in addition to other people. Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right, that she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress. Number three, that she phone called her dad, who showed up, the 13-year-old, and now removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, needs to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality, and, you know, we'll see what happens, or if the DA looks and investigates.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick.
50 Cent explains his choice to mock Jay-Z amid allegations against the rapper and Sean Diddy Combs. The 49-year-old is explaining why he chose to take to X, formerly Twitter, to troll Jay-Z amid allegations that were filed in a December 8th lawsuit. After news of the claims broke, 50 Cent posted on the platform questioning the status of the Super Bowl halftime show, which Jay-Z's Rock Nation curates with the NFL. Then in an interview on December 9th, the rapper explains what was behind his joke.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. You know, I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because look, they will fall back. They like the NFL. They won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right.
The rapper didn't stop there, though. On December 9th, after Jay-Z attended the Mufasa premiere with his wife Beyonce and their daughter Blue Ivy, 50 posted on Instagram in a since-deleted message poking fun at Jay-Z for attending amid the legal drama.
As the controversy surrounding Jay-Z and Diddy grows, Jan Deal, a former bodyguard to Diddy and vocal critic, has ignited a firestorm online with his latest claim. Deal alleges that Jay-Z wasn't just an innocent bystander in Diddy's alleged wrongdoings, but was quietly complicit all along.
Tough day because, you know, look, and I have to say, I don't know the truth. But Jaguar has been warning us about Jay-Z. Yeah. Jay-Z has now had an official lawsuit. It's everywhere. It's now being talked about louder than ever. I guess, does that give you some peace to know that people are finally really questioning this man?
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Piers Morgan.
Is Beyonce Celebrity B?
I hope to God not. But she was around. And she's very, she's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry. What I will say is that her husband, she knows exactly who he.
Multiple times to say, that's not me. I'm trying to move beyond Diddy. I'm loved now. It seems like Jay-Z would try to run away from this.
Calling that love and anything that he did love. Brother love. What kind of love? Baby oil love. Baby love. Baby love. Explicit love. Hey! They never thought that hip hop would take it this far.
Oh man, it's different now.
These lyrics are all hitting different right now. All the people talking about fathers, all kinds of stuff.
So let's just start with Piers Morgan, because there's a headline that went out that was very powerful that people are running with, where it just says Jay-Z is the real monster. Now, before you speak on it, to even get to Piers Morgan, can you explain how that took place and why even take that interview to go forward?
Well, excuse me. I can't say that I sought it out because I didn't. Truth is we didn't see it coming. But I have to credit Odell.
Got Odeezy.
My love. I have to credit him because since we've combined and joined forces and become a hell of an investigative journalism team. See, I'm the content, I'm the passion, I'm the voice. I'm also the brain, but I do too much by myself. That's the brain. That's the administrator. That's the bloodhound. And he, there were so many people that hacked into so many of my accounts. People didn't even know how to get in touch with me anymore. And Odell created that lane. And they reached out to him. Piers Morgan's producers called him directly. And we talked about it briefly, and I said, we have to do it. We have to. Because the one thing I know about Piers Morgan is he is a smart prey.
So, what do you think? Are we witnessing the downfall of another major music mogul? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're hooked on all the drama, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping secrets from the music industry. Until next time, fam, stay tuned.
How do you feel about people constantly trying to drag Jay-Z into this Diddy situation when I haven't really seen like one piece of evidence that ties him to this at all?
Well, I would say this. It's kind of funny to me, man, is that Diddy used to hate Jay-Z. He hated Jay-Z enough when he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z. This is back in the early 2000s. And one day, Asler, Kushner, Diddy, and myself went to a Nets game and we met Jay-Z. I've never been a Jay-Z fan, like some of his music, the whole 9 yards. But when we went over to the, I think that was Prudential Center in Newark, and him and Puff met up, it was strange to me. Because I remember what Puff was trying to do. And then both of them, they was talking about something amongst each other, amongst all of us, and laughing and joking with each other. Then over the years, I see them giving garden parties. You understand what I'm saying? You could tell that the people in power had gave that reign to Diddy, and Jay was next in line.
So to separate him, when in fact they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low key, that low key sneaky, and Diddy is and was rambunctious, just out with it. It don't mean that they're not two of the same. One just a little quiet with it.
What happened at the basketball game? When they ran into, you guys ran into Jay-Z?
They were just talking. They were talking amongst each other about their little white girls. Their little skinny white girls.
And I mean, did Diddy always say negative things about Jay around you?
The time he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay, yeah. He was. They worked it out.
Was there a reason behind it?
I couldn't tell you the reason behind it. It was probably because Big had died. I don't know what it was, man. I don't know why he wanted Ja Rule to go at Jay. I guess if he kept them beefing or kept them into some, he could rise up in between both of them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It definitely was some snake.
Well, Meek Mill is also someone who has been tied into this whole Diddy situation. We talked about Dawn from Dirty Money a little bit earlier, and one of the things she said was that she was with Diddy at a dinner when he punched Cassie in front of Usher, Neo, and Jimmy Iovine and other high-profile guests. What do you think of that?
And those men sit up there and seen her being by him, and they did what everybody else did for years in the industry. They kept it quiet and kept doing business with him.
Do you think a lot of people know what Puff was doing and kind of just turned a blind eye?
Yeah. That's a no-brainer.